Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of ScoreCentre, the show where we take a look back at the last week of sport, check out how I'm doing in the football tipping, have a look at my SuperCoach team, we'll check out eBay and see what cards are selling for big prices and what bargains have gone off, just have a general chat about all of the big games over the weekend, bit of UFC news, check out how the Coleman Medal is going, talk about the favourite card I pulled over the weekend, and of course it's not a scorecard collectibles episode if we don't open some packs. So let's get into it. So let's kick things off with the football tipping from round 1 of the AFL, and it was a pretty pathetic showing from myself. We ended up getting 4 tips right out of 9, which is pretty shocking. And I did learn one lesson painfully. The one thing you never ever do, well, I'll get into that later, but so things started off okay with Richmond Carlton. I picked Richmond to win by 17 points. They won by 25, I think, so that wasn't too bad, but things started going off the rails when I picked Collingwood over the Bulldogs. I am a Magpies supporter, so that was more of a heart, if I'm completely honest, that was more of a heart over head decision. If I wasn't a Collingwood supporter, I probably, if I'm being completely honest, went for the Bulldogs, but there you go. So I might have to assess how sentimental I am with my tipping. Melbourne over Fremantle. Adelaide over Geelong. That was an absolutely incredible game. Very few people would have given Adelaide a chance. That game was superb. It was so great to see Tex Walker back in form. They had lots of rookies and young guys doing so great. So they actually broke a 50-year record. I think it was the Roos over Carlton back in 1971. So it's the first time in 50 years that the reigning Wooden Spooner has beaten a grand finalist from the previous year in round 1. So the Roos beat Carlton in round 1 in 1971. So that's the first time that's happened in 50 years. Absolutely incredible. That game was superb. Geelong started coming back. And, I was just really, really hoping for Adelaide. Like, nothing against Geelong, but, it's so great when the underdog performs so much better than expectations. It was such a great game to watch. Most people would have went for Geelong, so no harm, no foul getting that wrong. The Bombers-Hawks game was crazy. So I took a punt. Most people, it was close, but I think more people were erring towards Hawthorn. I think that was the safer bet, but I had an inkling that Essendon might pull off an upset. And at halftime, I was pretty comfortable. Essendon were up by, I think, 39 points at halftime, and Hawthorn had a stunning third quarter. Where they just kicked so many unanswered goals. And, so I picked Essendon to win by 5 points. With 90 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, Essendon were up by 5 points. And then Hawthorn went and kicked a goal to win by 1 point. That was such a great game to watch, but not the result I wanted. So that was a shame. And this is what you should never ever do, ladies and gentlemen. I did the one thing you should never do. And I was watching Fox Footy after the Bombers Hawks game, and they were talking about the St Kilda Giants game the next day, and I had tipped St Kilda. I had my tip in for St Kilda, and they're talking about how many people that St Kilda have out, and I start getting cold feet, I start getting nervous, and I did it. I went in and I changed my tip. It was almost midnight on Saturday night. I knew I would regret it, but I went in and I changed my tip thinking it would be safer, and of course St Kilda won. So that was never ever ever change your tip. Once you put your tips in, don't change. because it will always backfire on you, and it backfired on me. Swans defeating Brisbane. That was a turn up. Swans had heaps of really great rookies doing awesomely. Brisbane at home. A lot of people, before the season start, were tipping Brisbane to be grand finalists. And, round one is such a... Look, it's so hard to tell how a season's going to go from round one. But Swans did very, very well. So I think most people would have went for Brisbane there. The Roos getting beaten by Port Adelaide. That wasn't a huge surprise. As I say, St Kilda beating the Giants. That was a shame. I changed my tip. And then West Coast defeating the Suns. So not a great showing. I am in elbow off the tops footy tipping competition, and we are, as you can see, 54th out of 55. So a pretty bad way to start the football tipping. Good news though is that I'm close to getting a handwritten letter from Adam, which, to be completely honest, that would be amazing to get. So there we go. We've got 4. So let's pretend that never happened. There's always next round. So yeah, but let's turn our sights to something better. SuperCoach. So this is the first time I've done SuperCoach in I think 6 years. So this is not a bad start. It's a decent start. 2,055, so we're in the top 8%, 11,779 of 152. So this is my team. I put it together over a couple of days. I did take a punt on Matty Rao, and that's really sad for him. It's really great news that it's not season ending. But you've got to just feel for the guy. He's been through so much. Such a talented youngster. It'd just be really nice for him to be able to just focus on the footy rather than overcoming injury. So I am absolutely going to have to get Rao out of the team and get somebody. A lot of people have been putting Tom Mitchell in. Very happy with a lot of the youngsters. Gilden did awesome, 139. I wish I had Rowe on the ground. 104 is great. 104, that's like that's the third best out of my forwards. So would have been great to have him on the ground. The rucks were pretty quiet. They're pretty quiet, but I wouldn't get too alarmed about that just yet. I went with Hunter over Flynn. I wish I had Flynn, but there you go. That's how it goes. But yeah, we'll see. We'll have to get rid of Rao. And then I might just sort of see how things go for round 2. Now let's just take a quick look at some of the eBay prices on cards at the moment, and I could not miss this. Yeah, you're not misreading that. That's $950,000 for a Matthew Scarlett TeamCoach Wild Card from 2006. Just if you have a lazy million in your wallet that you want to get rid of, $950,000. Better have free postage. No, it's $12.80. Somebody bought the Richmond Premiership Predictor. So the seller was offering $250. Not sure. Somebody offered less than that. As far as I can tell, you don't know how much the seller accepted. Got a Tom Mitchell Brownlow, $195. Best offer. A Pendle's Star Power, Green Star Power for $80. That is TeamCoach, but there you go. And Adam Sarah Marquee for $173.68 free postage. We've got a Liam Duggan Marquee. Salah was looking for $369, but accepted the best offer. Don't know what the offer was, but there you go. We've got a Will Day marquee, 27 of 70, going for 450. Port Adelaide, Coleman predictor numbered 1. Salah was asking 260. They accepted something lower than that. There you go. I actually haven't seen what these look like, but there you go. That's the Carlton Best and Fairest redemption card, because obviously when they went to press, Carlton hadn't awarded their Best and Fairest. So there you go. That's what they look like. We've got a Harry Mackay marquee numbered 5 for $676. Is that his jumper number? I don't know. Number 10. So no, but there you go. It's a low number. $676. There you go. Oh, there you go. I've got a Zach Butters, 67 of 70 for $445.50. So there's a few marquees that have gone off and have been sold in the last few days. Wow, look at that. That's a Jaden Short Best and Fairest. So these come in the albums, $51.01 from 10 bids. Oh, a Danger Brownlow predictor bought on the 20th of March for 150. Best offer accepted for a Dusty Brownlow predictor. They were asking for $3.99 and took something under that. How much, we don't know, but somebody was selling the Dusty Gold Card Craft card for $1,200, but took an offer, but you would probably assume that would be around $1,000 at least. There you go. Somebody sold the Buddy Franklin card craft set with the 3 commons as well as the collage card for $560. You can use the code on the back of those 4 cards to get your 24 karat gold plated card. Well, there you go. Somebody bought a Black Star Tune Group B for $100.50. We actually pulled a Star Tunes Group A, numbered 37 of 50 from our from one of our first starter packs. So that is a pretty good pull. A Laurie Daly case card Legends for $400. A Liam Knight redemption signature for $247.50. Ooh, look at that. It is a David Nofaluma Priority Club Hero numbered 2 of 23 for $1,025. And there you go. That's a bit of a taste for what's been selling on eBay in the last week or so. A bit of a sad update in UFC news. Alexander Volkanovski, the Volk, has tested positive for COVID and won't be able to take on Brian Ortega at UFC 260, where he was going to put his title on the line. So I have actually been buying up a few Volk cards recently, and I was going to do a video, a Volk Mail Day collection video. I might hold off on that for a bit, but yeah, wishing him a speedy recovery. But we do have Miocic and Ngannou coming up as the main event for this week's UFC. So taking a look at where the Coleman Medal stands just after one round. Obviously it's very early, but Tex is on top with 5 goals in that awesome win over Geelong. It was really great seeing him back in old form. Then you had 3 players kick 4. You had Rewalt, Fantasia and Allen. The best for us was Zach Bailey of Brisbane. He did boot 3 goals in their loss to Sydney. As I've mentioned quite a few times, we do have a Brisbane and Geelong Coleman predictor cards. So if a member of Brisbane wins the Coleman Medal or a member of Geelong wins the Coleman Medal, we will receive a hand-signed card with a replica Coleman Medal. They are incredibly special cards, and I have never in my life had a predictor card even come close to winning. So I am going to be following the Coleman Medal Stakes very closely. It's going to be an incredible year. Jeremy Cameron, who did win it a few years ago for GWS, the big gun recruit for Geelong in the off period, has injured. I think he injured his hamstring, so he's going to be out for at least a month. So that has hampered his Coleman Medal run. Tom Hawkins, I think, kicked 2 goals. So yeah, Zach doing it the best. So out of the cards I pulled over the weekend, I would have to say my favourite was this Tino Fasuamalawi Club Hero that we got in the first half of my NRL Traders 2021 box. So these are a 1 card per box pull. So it's not incredible that we got one, you are guaranteed 1 per box. However, what's so awesome about it is that I am a Storm supporter. Now there's 32 cards in this set, there's 2 cards per team. So you have a 1 in 16 chance of getting a card from your team. Now in our first starter packs, we pulled this Cameron Smith Club Hero, which was absolutely awesome. It was a few hours after he announced his retirement. It was absolutely incredible. And then to pull the Tino Fasuamalawi Club Hero from my first box was absolutely awesome. It made me so happy to know that I've got the 2 Storm Club Heroes already. That was just really awesome. So of course the Storm did get beaten by Parramatta in pretty atrocious conditions. And definitely to all the viewers out there in Queensland and New South Wales with all of the flooding going on at the moment, I hope everybody's safe and doing well. It's really scary to see. So I hope everybody is doing well in those areas. Okay, let's do our tips for round 2. Look, I think Carlton were really great against the tough opposition of Richmond. And I know the Pies have this tendency to do really badly, and everybody writes us off. Then we come back, do really well, and people think, okay, we're not that bad. Then we'll do poorly. Everybody thinks we're really crap, and we'll do really well. Just tend to be very inconsistent a lot of the time. But I can see, I think it's going to be a tough game. I can see Collingwood coming out and having a great first quarter and having a really sucky second quarter where the Blues come back, and the third quarter we do really well, and then in the fourth quarter Carlton come back. I can see it being like a 1-point game with like a few minutes to go. And I'm going to say that Coxie is going to kick a goal in the last few moments for us to win by 7 points. At least that's my fantasy. So there you go. Geelong, Brisbane. Surely Geelong could not lose at home. Got a few people out. Lost Danger. They've got Cameron out. But surely they could lose at home. Brisbane going 0-2, crazy, and Geelong going 0-2. Yeah. Sydney Crows. You just got to go for the team that's Sydney's home. Sydney's got to win at home. Or it's not even a question. St Kilda, Melbourne. 86% of people are going for St Kilda. I think it's going to be closer than that. It's at Marvel. Look, if this was at the G, if it was a Saturday or Sunday Arvo game at the G, I would probably be leaning towards Melbourne. St Kilda are pretty strong at Marvel. I think I'll go for St Kilda because it's at Marvel. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I think that'll be a really good game. Suns, don't have to think about that. Richmond, Hawthorn. Richmond. Bulldogs and West Coast. Again, I think this is going to be closer than what people are tipping. It's at Marvel. It's at Marvel. I've got to go for the Bulldogs. Fremantle Giants. Is that Optus? Oh, look, I think GWS. I think they were really good against St Kilda. And St Kilda are better than Fremantle. It is at home though for Fremantle, so that's a big advantage for them. But look, I think the Giants are gonna. I think they're going to have a. In the word I'm looking for. I don't know why that was so hard. I was thinking of like a weird phrase that people use. A cheeky win? Not really. I don't know. A win. Here you go. That's the tips. I'm not going to touch them. Even if the entirety of Richmond come down with gastro, I'm not touching any of these tips. I learnt my lesson in round 1. That's it. That's done. We shall see how it goes. So let's go and crack these random packs open. I did get them for my birthday. It was a belated birthday gift from some really lovely people. So thank you so much, and I'm very excited to see what we get. Let's pull these open and see what lovely cards we can get in these random packs. We have an Isaac Rankin holo foil from the Suns. And there you go, we've got an Ed Kerno game breaker from Carlton. Very nice. And we'll pop these commons over there. And what can we get from our second pack? Very exciting. It's always nice when you get football cards for a gift. Let's see what we can grab. We've got Scott Lysett, Nathan Jones, Jacob Hopper, Dane Rampy. We've got a James Cousins holo foil for the Hawks. Pretty sure that's a newie. And there you go, we've got a Luke Brown camo starburst with the Max King, Adam Serra, Dion Prestia to finish off our random packs. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the very first episode of ScoreCentre. It will be a regular feature on the channel. So until next time, stay cool, stay awesome. My name is Dave, and this is Scorecard Collectibles, and I can't wait to see you next time.